difference between the rice and the gumbo. That flavor, that's gumbo right there. Okay, now that's some gumbo. That's that real New Orleans French Quarter style historic gumbo. That ain't this quick, fast, and look at that. Look, you got your chicken in there. You ain't got your lobster in there, but you got that juice from that lobster, and all of them in there talking right now. So they gonna come up with a conversation in a minute. Cause when it hit your taste buds and your palate get to dancing, look at that pretty. What that is right there? Is that catfish? No, that ain't no catfish. That ain't catfish. That's lobster tail. So what we gonna do is we gonna clean. We already got it cleaned up already. What we gonna do is we gonna chop that up and dice it up in about 1 inch pieces. You know what I'm saying? Because what we want to do, we going to get that skillet hot. And what we going to do, we going to fry that lobster. Now, see, I'm telling you, a lot of folk don't know. I ain't never heard of that right there. Well, I'm telling you, this is where you're missing it at. Now, what I'm going to do is I got that fire on low. I got that fire on about medium high. You don't see all that steam flying and you don't see stuff popping all over the stove because I don't like no messy stove. I like to keep it clean, okay? Now, what we're going to do is we're going to let we're going to let that start to fry a little bit. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add me a little bit more of that all that I got off that shrimp, not that shrimp, but that sausage. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to pour a little bit of that in there because lobster don't have a lot of fat to it, okay? So what it'll do, if you don't keep it all up real good, what it'll do, it'll break up on you real bad. So what you want to do is you want to take and you put your little all up in there from your sausage that you had. Just a little bit, only maybe a couple of teaspoons, 2 or 3 teaspoons. Now that's 2 lobster tails right there, okay? So I'm going to put me a little bit of all in there and I'm going to let that fry. Now, you can let that fry down till it get real crispy if you want to. You can let it caramelize if you want. Ever how you think you want it, you can do it like that. Because with gumbo is so versatile, you can do what you want with it, all right? So basically what we're going to do, we're going to fry that up a little. We're going to turn that over. See that? Look how pretty it is. Boy, I tell you, you need to smell that right there. That, ooh, my goodness gracious. Girl, let me tell you, this here is, baby, look. That is the bomb right there. Now we gonna let that sear, and we're gonna let that caramelize and all that good stuff. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna add the partner. We're gonna add the partner with it. Now we're gonna add with that right there. We're gonna come back with that. There go that oil right there. See that? We don't want it to dry out. We don't want it to be too crispy. See that? I ain't put that much in there. Just a little dab of do you. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm gonna show you the chemistry of making this gumbo now. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna let that keep frying. I turn my heat up a little bit on that too now. I want you to know that a lot of time, people be cooking, they don't know what's going on. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm doing so you'll know what I'm doing. So this my girl Doreen down there in New Orleans, one of the best clarinetists in the world. I grew up with her down there at Miss Annie Mae grocery store over there on St. Philip Street. Now she play out there in the French Quarter. And I go see her when I come down there because I don't live down there in the city like I used to. Now, what we got right now, I added some shrimp to it. Now, what a lot of people don't know when they're doing gumbo, I'm going to tell you, you need to understand this because this is a nugget of truth. Right now, they about to conversate. Them shrimp and them lobster tail about to conversate. When they conversate, they're going to be some flavor that's going to come out of there, okay? Now, when that come out of there, when you put that in that gumbo, with all that sausage and chicken and everything else you got up in there, you're going to have a flavor profile that's going to be superior to anything that people are selling in the restaurants. I'm going to be honest with you. A lot of folks don't know how to make gumbo. They think they know how to make gumbo, but they really don't know how to make gumbo. They just, somebody told them how to do this and how to do that, and they think they're eating gumbo. But if you really want to get some gumbo, I'm going to tell you how to start. First thing you want to do is get Ray in the pot. I'm telling you. You got to get you some Chef Ray's Famous Gumbo Base. That is the ticket right there. I'm telling you. That's a family recipe right there. I don't know how far back it go. It could go back. I know it go back farther than me because I'm 50. Oh, look at that. I ain't going to tell you my age. They say don't tell your age to nobody. But anyway, see that? I pointed to that fire, the temperature that I got to that. Now look at the steam coming off there. You ought to smell that right now. Now, when you do yours at home, you're going to smell it too. But see right there? Look at that. See that ain't that watered down stuff. That's got some seasoning in it there. That's got some filet and that's got some bay leaf in it. It got all that up in there. Now, this is the package you want to get. Chef Ray's Famous Gumbo Base. At the end of this thing, my website gonna come up. And what I want you to do is go to our website and get you some. And then if you got any questions about how to do it, you just go back to the video, right? You go back to the video, take a look at the video, get your stuff together for your start. Don't wait till the last minute and say, oh, I'm gonna make some gumbo and you ain't got your stuff together. Nah. All right, it's easy to make. It's real easy to make because I made it easy for you. You're gonna see it probably, I would say, probably 85% of the time that you did chopping and dicing and cutting with Ray, let's add Ray to the pot. That's all you gotta do. And once you add Ray to the pot, it's gonna make it do what it do, baby. I tell you, it's gonna do what it do. Look at that. Now look how beautiful that is right there. Now that's some lobster tail right there. I'm gonna whisk that around a little bit with that skillet. Now, when you use those kind of skillets right there, they don't stick to the bottom like some things do. But I got an answer for that sticking to the bottom. I'm gonna tell you right now. If you use that cast iron black skillet, I'm gonna tell you what you want to do. You want to keep your fire on a medium heat, and then you want to bring it up gradually because you don't want your meat to stick to the skillet too much. All right. Now, if it stick to the skillet, it ain't no problem. We got an answer for that. Now, put this in your notes. What you want to do is you want to keep you some of your stock that you did your seafood with or your chicken stock or whatever. You want to put that in about a half a cup of that, right? Now, if it stick to the skillet, what you want to do right now, once you get ready to put that in the pot, and you got that in the pot with the gumbo, and it's all going to be coming together in a minute. I'm my mouth watering right now. Look, when it all come together and you put them shrimp and lobster tail in that seafood gumbo, some of them may be stuck to the bottom of the pan. So what you want to do, you want to turn your fire off. All right. Once you put it in there, turn the fire off, and then what you do is you pour the rest of that stock inside that skillet. And what you do is you work it around in there till you get all them little crustaceans out of there, all them little crumbs that stuck to the bottom of there, and just work it till you get it all out. Then once you get it to where you want it and everything's off the bottom of that skillet, then what you want to do is you want to pour that in the pot. That's what I said, pour it in the pot, pour it in the pot. We're going to make it do what it do, baby. But look at that. Now that's gumbo sitting right there, all right? That's gumbo right there. That stuff there, I'm telling you now, I had a restaurant called Little Taste New Orleans, right? I would sell one bowl of that gumbo right there. And this was 20 years ago, okay? I ain't gonna let nothing go to waste. I'm gonna get all them crumbs. And you know them crumbs ain't going in the garbage can. Where you think they going? That's right. That's right. That's where it's going. I gotta at least taste it. Come on now. Talk to me now. So we got that. We got you got everything in the pot with the exception of the crab. Now, I'm gonna tell you something you need to do. That's a beautiful sight right there. That's that Chef Ray's Famous Gumbo Base right there. You don't want to get started unless you got Ray there. So we got to get Ray in the house. Go online, get you some Chef Ray's Famous Gumbo Base, and I'm telling you, when you finish with that gumbo base and you put that in the mix in that gumbo, I'm telling you now, it ain't gonna be nothing like it. You're gonna say, what have I been eating all my life? I haven't been eating Chef Ray's. That's what the problem is. But when you get a hold of Ray, ooh, let me tell you, baby, you got something going on now. That there, right there, is a killer. Now, that gumbo in my restaurant, just like that, ran $17 a bowl. That's right. And look, I'm going to put the top on it, and I'm going to let that simmer. Now I got my crabs in there. Now, let me tell you one little secret before I get ready to go. Before you put your crabs in there, get you a pan, put you some oil in there and fry them crabs, all right? Don't fry them to where they get all broken up, but fry them till they get crispy, they get red, and they got that little sticking on the bottom at the bottom of the crab. You know what I'm saying? Then your crab is ready to go in there. Then take the rest of that water, the rest of that stock you got, whisk it around in that pan again, clean it out with that water, and pour it in the pot. Now, I say pour it in the pot. Now, I'm getting ready to go, but what I want you to do is go to the internet, and I want you to go ahead and get you some Chef Ray's Famous Gumbo Base. I'm telling you, this stuff is the bomb. That's about 30 years of knowing how to do gumbo myself, cooking that. All right. Now I'm 50. I can't tell you all that. I said I wasn't gonna tell you how old I is. So therefore I ain't gonna tell you. But I'm telling you right now, this is a pot of gumbo. I ain't gonna say to die for, because you got to be ready to die. Everybody ain't ready to die. But I will tell you this: this here, if there was a gumbo heaven, baby, we right there already. We at the pearly gates right now. We at the pearly gates. We at the pearly gates. So now the gumbo's done. That's how quick it is. Now, all that chopping and dicing and people giving you all these instructions, telling you to do all this, and you ain't got to do that. Just call Ray. Just order Ray. Right there, go to rayscuisine.com. Go to rayscuisine.com. You can order whatever you want. You can get as much as you want whenever you want. You go there and order you something today. And I promise you, when you try Chef Ray's Famous Gumbo Base, you ain't gonna use nobody else's. You ain't gonna even cook nobody else's. You ain't gonna even touch nobody else. I don't even want